a point we've made all week long. A guy who had more rushing yards last year than Dalvin Cook and Joe Mixon and Aaron Jones of the Packers, who's waiting for his contract, and Josh Jacobs, who was great as a rookie. Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Free and clear. No waiver claims made by 4 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. Chris, we should have placed something of value, maybe
put it on my
Phil's
tab.
First Super Bowl ring on the wager. The over-under. We pegged it at 4.5. We pegged it way too high. The number was 0. The over-under should have been 0.5 for the Leonard Fournette waiver claims. No one wanted that $4.167 million fully guaranteed contract. No one wanted to inherit Leonard Fournette sight unseen right now. As of yesterday, there were teams doing research, which tells me somebody is going to try to sign him. And as I said yesterday, he's better off being able to pick his next team. He's got that $4 million plus that he can pursue from the Jaguars. The grievance is still pending. I think he's got a much better argument than people realize.
Yeah.
And he can get whatever else he gets from another team and keep both. He can double dip because there's no offset language. The Rams and the Jaguars are the two teams that don't put offset language in top 10 contracts that are fully guaranteed to rookies. So he gets the full $4 million plus. And he gets whatever it is, incentive-laden contract, minimum salary, whoever, whenever, whatever, he keeps both. So it works out for him, and now we see where he's going to go.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I really am. I thought there'd be a few teams out there, obviously, that would try to claim him for that price tag. I mean, when you look at the running back market and the players that are making that type of money, they're not in Leonard Fournette's class as far as a specimen and a player. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I was wrong there. I'm going to be really interested to see where he goes. I don't think this will be a long wait. Like, to me, I don't think this is going to be Earl Thomas. I don't know how you feel about it. I understand everybody's going to do their due diligence about looking behind the scene a little bit about Leonard Fournette because I know it hasn't been perfect, but it hasn't been like, the guy's like getting arrested and horrible either. So it's going to be about that team getting comfortable with him and then signing a guy who's, got some freak show capability. So I would imagine here in the next 4 or 5 days, he gets signed. I think this is different than Earl Thomas. And I think this is a guy that's, of course, still in the prime of his career, which adds a lot more value to the conversation, too. So I'll certainly be paying attention to the action here as far as Leonard Fournette's concerned.
Well, to echo your broader point on Earl Thomas that we've mentioned a few times, if Earl Thomas truly were among the top half of all safeties in the NFL, he'd already have a job. He wouldn't be waiting 10 days after he was released by the Ravens. Leonard Fournette is in that conversation for the better running backs in the NFL. From a skill standpoint, 1,152 rushing yards last year, 76 catches for 522 yards on top of it. I mean, we're talking about over 1,600 yards from scrimmage for a guy who was playing for a not very good team.
Exactly, right.
I feel like someone should be very quickly pursuing Leonard Fournette. And, I kind of thought as you were explaining it, maybe teams will wait until we get through Saturday because the roster's cut to 53 and there's a lot of stuff going on as teams. But you wait too long, somebody else is going to take him.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to nab him.
Right.
And,
I would think sorry, I was going to say, I think but your point, I would think by Saturday there's going to be a lot of clamoring for him. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I thought
you're fine.
But yeah, I thought I would be worried about that. If you're a team that's really interested, here you're going to get later into the week where, teams are really going to start to tinker with their roster now and do some thinking. And, that would, to me, add some more teams into the conversation where you'd be risking that if you're a team that was real serious about it right now.
Once Earl Thomas became available, we had quotes from coach after coach after coach saying we're fine with what we have. Sean McVay, the Rams coach, is the first one to say, as to Leonard Fournette, we're fine with the running backs we have. They have Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, and Cam Akers as the three-headed monster. And that's how they've kind of set the tone the entire training camp and preseason, although preseason this year literally means before the season begins because there were no preseason games. But, look, what a shock that the Rams, after getting burned by the Todd Gurley contract, have pivoted to a three-man weave at running back. They don't want another Todd Gurley contract. They don't want another Todd Gurley. Sorry, fantasy football fans, but they're not going to give you a guy that has all the rushing yards, all the receiving yards, and all the touchdowns. They're not playing that game because even though that game's fun to play early on, When the bill comes due, that's when it all goes sideways.
Yeah, that's right. The bill comes due, it comes sideways, or that guy that you're paying all that money to gets hurt, and all of a sudden your offense isn't the same, like the Rams last year, where, wait, there was a hole here that Todd Gurley used to run for 40 yards through. Now he only got 12. Oh, wait, here's a screen to Todd Gurley. You know, he used to hit his head on the goalpost for 80-yard touchdowns. Now he's getting a 30-yard gain. You know, so there's that issue as far as him being banged up. But then if he's not in there at all and banged up, that changes your team all the way. I mean, you know, follow the money. That's always a phrase I like to talk about with a team's success. If the money is not succeeding and playing well, then usually the team's not playing well either. And that's what the risk you take with having one running back be your key focal point. And I think that's why you've seen teams like Belichick and even a Kyle Shanahan and things like that. They stay away from the one-guy approach because they don't want to get stuck having to pay one guy and formulating their whole offense around him.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.